Hey, folks, welcome to Affiliate Nerd Out Real Talk Friday edition and Affiliate Summit West edition. My guests today, Nick and Kristen. Welcome back from Vegas.
Thank you, Dustin.
Glad to be.
Yes, very great conference, but always the best Thursday of the year. Trying to recover from
home.
Yes, you sleep in your own bed. It's a new feeling. All right. Our topic is all about reviewing Affiliate Summit West and the good, the bad, the ugly, and some other things that happened out there. Let's start off on a good note. What did we see that was good at Affiliate Summit 2026?
It's always great to see old friends. That's kind of
Yes.
one of my highlights. It's always like the most fun part for me, but really good publishers there this year too. I mean, there have been the last couple of years, but it was nice to actually be able to get on the calendar with a few of them. I know for myself, I met with Her Story Studios, which was great because I've been trying to dig up a contact there for a couple of years. And then I had a really wonderful meeting with Abby and Sam from the Skim. Love to see them every time, but always just really good meetings, hearing what's coming down the pipes with them and seeing how my clients can fit into that roadmap.
Yeah. I love that. And I was going to say the same thing starting off with it's always wonderful seeing old friends and seeing like the people who are like the steady folks who are there every year, the Karen and Joels, you guys, of course, and just the people who you've seen for the past 15 years or 10 years even. What I like about the fact that our industry is expanding, that the network or that the conference is getting larger too, is seeing all the new people coming into the space and also getting to meet new people too. Obviously saw a lot of good friends, but met a lot of people that I've either known for years online or met new people that I think I will hopefully get a chance to know for a long period of time because the conversations were excellent. And I was jokingly warning people over and over again because they were newer to the affiliate space that they're stuck. Once you're here, you can't get out. Even if you try, you're stuck back in one way or another because affiliate's just great and it's a good model.
Yeah, it's so true though. Like you can try to get out. Good luck.
I'll rope you back in if I have to myself.
Yeah, or you got to go somewhere like non-marketing related, just like your whole career.
Yeah, that's the only way to do it.
Something, right? Yeah. Awesome. Good things I saw. People, that's always good to hang out with people that I've seen in the past. And I feel like I'm getting more immediate hugs every conversation, like when we're seeing each other. So the hugs keep going up.
The hugometer?
Hugometer, yeah. And even people that I'm meeting for the first time are giving me hugs because they feel like they know me since I do this content so much. And I'm like, okay, I'm a hugger anyway. So yeah, sure. I'll take it.
I had so many people be like, oh, aren't you on that podcast with Dustin? I'd like maybe half a dozen people say that, which was really awesome because we know that we've been doing, especially Real Talk Friday, really consistently over the last year. Like people are tuning in, which is really cool.
Yeah, that brings up another point. One of my favorite things was running into people that were strangers and like looking at me weird as they walked by.
They know you.
And then some of them having
delightful moment.
Yeah, coming up to me and like, hey, I love your content, love your podcast and things. I'm like, hey, that feels really good. So that was an exciting portion of it. Oh, and then one last thing about the good is the app. I think the app is better than it's ever been. They even fixed that calendar issue that I hated where every time you downloaded it, it would double up in your calendar. They fixed it. It's like automated. There's an API straight to your calendar, which was super helpful. Looks like Nick doesn't agree here.
I may or may not have a strong opinion on the other end of the spectrum. May or may not.
We'll kick off the bad. Go for it, Nick.
Yeah. No, I was not a huge fan of the app, actually. I did notice the API to Google Calendar fix. I did like that. That was actually really nice. And this is not feedback for bad. This is just more positive feedback for them in general. But it'd be nice to also be able to push events into the app calendar as well. So there's an even sync because a lot of people will send over a private calendar invite and say, let's do lunch on this date. But that doesn't sync to the app. Not a big deal, just more general, minor nuance and whatever. What I did not like, however, was that the timing of the release of the app killed me right before break. Not cool. Meetings were hard to coordinate, in my opinion, because everything got booked so fast. that the only place to meet was the bar, general, vague, random at the bar, or the foyer, which is the entire perimeter of the building, and no one really knows. And so I mean, that was it though. Oh, and actually, wait, one more thing within the app is that if I wanted to be in the app trying to find my schedule, instead of having a tab at the front that said my schedule, I had to go into my profile, select the settings, go to the details, select this, and then go for like 19 different clicks to say, oh, wait, there's the calendar event, but I have no way to get a hold of this person now because they're not looking at their app because they can't find this freaking meeting either.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, totally agree on that point. Like, it should be my calendar should be a title, like
Right there.
up in the top. Very great suggestion
And they've
there. I
had that
totally agree.
before. I don't know.
Yes.
They
Why they moved it, why they
Why'd they take
depreciated
it
it.
away? Yeah, I don't know. Totally agree on the foyer aspect. Having 10,000 square feet for a meeting room with no nomenclature on the ground or anything.
Segment them out.
I had multiple meetings where I'm meeting people for the first time that I have
Yes.
no idea what they look like. Maybe they don't even put a face on their avatar. And I'm just walking up and down looking for Brad on somebody's tiny little print of it was ridiculous. I
Yeah.
hated that aspect. The meeting room thing, yes, they need either more meeting rooms or they need to take that foyer and put numbers on it.
Yeah.
My workaround with looking around for people is I always message them what I'm wearing. So like when I was wearing like my bright red suit, obviously I was super easy to find in that regard.
Yes.
But just like, hey, I'm here, I'm wearing a bright red suit, or like I'm wearing a navy sweater with a hamster skirt, just something easy like that so that there's identifiers because yeah, it's really hard to find people by that little tiny profile pic.
Yes. That's fair. No other bads there, Kristen?
One thing that I noticed and a lot of other people noticed is there were a lot of companies that aren't even like directly affiliate, like a lot of companies that were much more like heavy integration fees or, pay to play rather than performance based. And I mean, I know that that's kind of like a general shift as is, but it would be nice for things to be like strictly affiliate once in a while.
That would be nice. Yes. I agree, or at least adjacent.
Yeah.
Again, I mean, they're out there to sell booths, but the meat market, I walked through that entire meat market and didn't find one booth that I could talk to. It
Yeah.
was absolute stuff that is not related to what I'm doing in the affiliate world. And maybe it is another affiliate world, but it isn't mine. So
Yeah.
I'm a little disappointed. And then the booths on the second and third day, much more relevant, at least give them that much classier setup altogether, but still not incredibly solid. I don't know. Did you guys feel
Yeah.
the same way?
Yeah, I did. I used to love browsing, and I know that people call me more of a sadistic person for this, but I used to love going to the meat market. I used to love walking around, talking to people, going to the expo hall, talking to the booths and figuring out just what they do. And it seemed like it was a lot of the same stuff.
Yeah. All payment.
Multiple,
Yeah.
which is fine. Fine. Like I get it. There's different vendors doing the same thing, and they're all kind of competing. Back in the day, it was the same with ShareSale and AWIN and Rakuten and CJ and Impact, and there was the networks dominated the booths, and that's it. So I get that that's like a kind of a natural evolution, but the meat market was not it didn't really draw me in this year. The expo hall was good. It wasn't necessarily, kind of your point, Dustin. I could tell that the booths were relevant, but they weren't necessarily anything that I was hyper focused on. Yeah, that's my only feedback on the booth component of it, but I thought it was pretty good all around.
Yeah.
The PMA booth did get a lot of action during the meat market day, which is always a good indicator for us. For the hour that I was there, which was even one of the waning hours of the day, we had a lot of people stop by. So that was really good. And just overall during the day, I guess they got a lot of traction. So love to see that.
That is good news. Awesome. All right. We're going to move into the ugly. I can jump in and go first. I think the hardest thing for me to swallow out there was the sessions out there. Seemed like everything was a panel, first of all. So I'm not getting any like really solid learning from somebody that's an expert in a field and explaining what they're doing to succeed. I didn't see any of them. Like every session that I went to or every session that I wanted to go to was a panel. And that was a little frustrating. And I reached out to every one of the speakers out there and asked them, how they got the speaking session, because I put in and submitted 4 things to talk about affiliate recruitment and conversion rate optimization with affiliates. And I got crickets, didn't even get responses from the affiliates on the team about like, hey, we didn't go this route. But I want to see more people out there that don't have to pay to play to be on stage. I
Yeah.
thought that was a really embarrassing portion of it. I did talk to one person that didn't pay, and the only way he got up there was he set up a panel with 2 other speakers that were paid sponsors of the
Oh,
conference. So that was a slick move on his part, but like really embarrassing altogether. In that
Yeah.
correct.
I mean, I've been on the Affiliate Summit advisory board for a number of years since the previous owners. And one of the things, and I talked to a few other advisory board members about this, but one of the things that we miss is being actively involved in being able to vote on sessions, being able to vote on award winners, stuff like that. It felt, there was a time where it felt a lot more organic and interesting, like literally hyper relevant, because the sessions were voted on by people who would actually be attending the sessions. I can tell you very honestly, I haven't attended a session at Affiliate Summit in probably 6 years.
Wow.
I get the transcripts, so what's the point for me at this point, And it's really much more about, I mean, like I'll go to like a friend's session if they're speaking, but that has been a significant decrease in value as far as the show goes for me over a number of years at this point.
yeah, 100%.
Nick, did you attend any sessions?
I went to one. I don't remember what the name of the session was, but it was Charlie's, and it
Yeah.
was a little bit on AI and how it's a tool that, but the same concept. It was a panel, and of course, I enjoyed it because it was a good time seeing Charlie kind of lead a cool conversation with great individuals who were clearly brilliant in their positions. But that was the only one I really went to. The other things I was kind of like curious about wasn't quite enough to compel me in there. And even like for my colleague Ashley, I was trying to introduce her to some different things and just hoping to find some different things that she should go to, just from a learning perspective to help her elevate her skills that year. And there wasn't really anything that stood out that I thought was going to make her better at her job. It was, to your
Yes.
point, some seemingly a lot of people who, as I kind of visualized what the meeting or the session could be, it almost seemed like it was preparing people to be bragging about what they do versus helping teach and educate the industry.
At this point, I don't know who these sessions are for. Like, who are they talking to?
To adults. But yeah, I miss the educational content. I miss the content that was really exploratory and really, again, I hate to use the term organic again, but like, that's really it. I mean, I remember doing a session on like how to work remotely with a team. And this was obviously pre-COVID, but like that was a jam-packed session. And those were kind of relevant topics, very early on. I remember one of my very first sessions that I ever went to was Scott Jangro, and I think it was Carolyn Kmet and Karen Garcia. And they were talking about how to be successful working remotely. Like, that was back in 2013 or whatever. But even like those kinds of like everyday lifestyle, almost adjacent kind of topics, I think are still very helpful and very relevant, especially as junior managers are continuing to enter the space. And, there were so many people that was like, oh, this is my first time at Affiliate Summit. And it's like, you could learn so much if we had that A-level educational content back.
Agreed. Yeah, that's why I enjoyed that. Hooked me when I was coming in there, and
Yep.
getting to learn from those folks was super important to me. We actually have some comments here. Trisha's jumping in. Yay, I wondered if you'd mention us. Of course, PMA is always going to show up in the show somewhere, somehow.
Also, big shout out to Trisha for winning her Pinnacle Award.
Gosh, yes.
Huge. Nobody more deserving of that. Yeah.
Hooray. Way to go, Trisha. Outstanding. And then she had another comment, and it says, I'm lucky enough to moderate 2 panels, retail media session and session debating sub networks. Both had really great content. 30 minutes is quick to try and get to the heart of those topics. Absolutely agree. And Trisha, love you on the panel and love what you're doing out there with the PMA and getting in there. And that was no slight. It's you overall in the
It is you.
sessions. Looks like Ashley Scott's coming in. Who are the sessions for? Dustin Howes. That was a question I wondered at my second ASW. Wow. Awesome. All right, moving on. Let's get into some more positives here. What about unexpected? Is there anything that you guys saw that was unexpected at this ASW?
Yeah. Mine was not anything related to affiliate, but more so just conference and in general stuff. So this was not me. It was a friend and a colleague who had this happen to them. They sat down to a meeting and an individual put a little device on the table.
Okay.
And said, this is a recording device that is going to record everything and put it into AI and help me download the transcript and analyze this meeting. And of course, consent was, requested. And are you comfortable recording this? And it was just like a little device that the person could have worn or had out, like right there. But that was, I think, a really neat way to go about making sure that you remember your meeting and the contents of the meeting. I could definitely go on all day about the pros and or cons of it. But I think I'll be curious if something like that starts to become more prevalent in our conferences as we pass through the years coming up, because I thought that was really neat. I would love to have done that and had that data or those meeting recordings here now so that I can skim through them and be like, oh yeah, I did promise them that I would sell them the moon or something along those lines, and then go back to it.
And that's funny. I took my microphones with me. That could have easily been done, like just hooking up the microphones and using them to record.
Yeah.
What a wild idea.
There's
What a
actually a tool out there. I don't know if I've sent this to you guys, but it's for ADH doers out there. And it's a necklace that just is around your neck,
Yes.
and it'll record your conversations and then give you notes later on. And AI
Yeah.
can read the notes. And I thought that's pretty interesting. I don't know if it would have a level of getting conversations from a panel necessarily, but anyway, the one-on-one conversations would be super helpful. That way you get to stay engaged with the person you're talking to, and you don't have to worry about writing notes. Or
Yep.
I was putting notes in my phone even, which I think is rude and I don't like it. It's my most effective move.
I had a classic notebook and pen.
Good.
Unexpected. I mean, I think the turnout for your happy hour was a happy unexpected for sure. Like, how many did you
Yes.
having 300, buddy?
We had 350 signups, and then essentially 200 plus showed up to it.
That went from 20 people like 2 years ago to
Right.
that's insane.
Yeah, it was a matter of hustle though too. I got the word out there to get people out there, but everybody essentially was a fan and like telling me I'm doing good work. So that was all great to hear. And yeah, like great showing out there. It was expensive for me, but totally worth it to have all those folks get out there and network. So I appreciate everybody that showed up to the happy hour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was amazing.
Nick, you got some leads, I would hope, from your partner tool.
Yeah, I did. It's actually some really great conversations, also a lot of good feedback, and in a really cool way, a lot of good feature requests, things that people, I think that we all do this, and I definitely guilty of it, but I also welcome this now that I'm in this role with the partnership tool, the partnershiptool.com, that is, that they're seeing that it's a new tool, it's a new feature, it's a new thing for me at least. And there's a lot of brainstorming on the spot that people want to share, things that they would love to see and things that they want. And it was comforting because a lot of the things that people were saying are things that we either already have built into it or are already planning to build out and already have the logic being structured as well. So yeah, it was really, really great. Thanks for getting us in on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate you sponsoring, and I was glad to send people your way. It's a great tool, and you're in beta, but I think it's going to be changing the industry in a good way, which is what I appreciate
plan.
about you. Yeah.
That's the
Quick another note here. Ashley said Kristen Evans, the education affiliate marketing needs to be bigger component of the conference. Totally agree. And kudos to Dustin's outfit. He won.
It was always right. Like he's always on it.
I don't know about hashtag style icon. Nobody's accused me of that before, but
I don't know. We're not having
like
it. Second that. So there's two people. I'm sure
Yeah,
Kristen does too.
I heard it, so that's 3, and that's all that.
And that's official.
that's
on the internet.
coming from a style icon right there. Noelle is always bringing it. Awesome. All right. My unexpected, the bonanza talk of AI and LLMs.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Absolutely
Everywhere.
everywhere.
Every conversation.
Everyone is worried. Everybody is worried that this is going to break
Oh.
affiliate marketing.
Oh, see, my conversations were different. Mine were about how it's going to help and how tools are rapidly evolving and tools are being incepted with the support of AI. So again, my lens is a little bit different with the tool that is the partnershiptool.com that's being built. Thank you plug. But the fact that AI is helping people brainstorm on how to solve solutions is where I was seeing these conversations leading.
My take on it is I feel like Google is going to be the biggest affiliate in the world because they're going to start injecting their links into these LLM conversations and somehow going to know how to rank for them and be the person. And they're going to strip out affiliate links of where that content's actually coming from and using their own. And these LLMs, they're losing money hand over fist right now as they build and generate these tools and get the popularity going and the user database. But they're going to need to monetize, and I think they might get desperate at some point, and I think this is going to be an avenue of it that is scary for everyone.
Hopefully they come into become like a sub-affiliate network, if anything. I think then it could be better.
It also kind of reminds me of, remember, like the Bitly stuff where Bitly started overriding affiliate links with their own. That's what that feels like when you mention that. Justin, on the flip side, though, I was talking to Trisha Meyer, who also has the wineclubgroup.com. And she said that she noticed that they've been starting to get some sales generated through ChatGPT because they come up as a citation. And as a result, they've been getting some affiliate sales, which I think is cool. But I definitely think that the stripping of affiliate links is a concern, and something that people will actively out for and just be very aware of.
Yeah. And this brings up my next question was what was the best conversation, but I'm going to answer it first myself because it's super relevant to what we're talking about. My favorite conversation was Lavin from Nucleus Links. I don't know if you guys are familiar with them. 100+ person company, and Lavin's been on the podcast before, but he asks hard-hitting questions every time I run into him for a 5-minute conversation. And one of them was like, hey, what are you scared of out in the industry out right now? And I said LLMs, and we had a deeper conversation about it and talking about this exact thing. But Lavin is always so engaging. He's one of those like top 5 smartest guys in affiliate marketing that I love to talk to and hang out with for a while. And his take on it was that they're even going to sell leads. Like right now, when I get on calls with people that come to me asking for affiliate marketing advice, I always ask, hey, how'd you find me? And they're like, oh, ChatGPT told me that you were the guy to come talk to. And I feel like those leads coming to me right now are going to be sold at some point. That was kind of our conversation. And like, where are we going? Are you scared that this is going to kill affiliate marketing? My answer is no. I think we always evolve. We find a hurdle and we evolve to somewhere else. And I think that's your point, Nick, is we're going to go somewhere else with this, or we're going to get ahead of the game somehow.
Yeah, that's what we do. There are too many highly intelligent people in this space to just let one piece of technology or one idea of technology just completely shut us down. Now, if all of a sudden someone came out and was like, yeah, it was a bad idea, electricity, then we'd all be in trouble. But at the end of the day, that's not ever going to happen. So obviously, we're good. We're solid. Unless the internet or electricity go away, affiliate marketing is here to stay, and we're going to get bigger and bigger, regardless of whatever else comes involved.
All we've done over the past 25, 30 years is evolve. Like that's nature of the industry is that, we're pliable and we're teachable and we are nimble more than anything. And innovation is kind of, at the forefront of what we do. And those who refuse to innovate get left behind. Curious.
Nick, I'd also argue like the internet and electricity aren't necessary for referral marketing. Like we can
triple right.
That bill.
It makes tracking and attribution a little bit more complicated.
It makes it more difficult, correct? But we figure it out.
Dustin handed me this code that says Dustin.
It's a flyer. Yeah, I'm not there hustling. You know me.
Go back to direct mail.
Good old days.
Who was the best conversation you guys had?
Ooh, the guys from Complyly.
Yeah. Oh,
right. So Complyly is an FTC compliance enforcement tool, and they do a whole lot. Like they'll generate email messages to the affiliates who are out of compliance, like just everything that they're doing. And as somebody who has been blocked by celebrity for calling them out and lack of FTP disclosure, it needs to be well.
Hey, Kim Kardashian. Get just together.
It was somebody from like one of the original Queer Eye guys, not the
Yeah.
super original, the later iteration. I got blocked by one of them for calling them.
Oh, that's awesome. But they're not doing it right. They shouldn't be. I saw Karen and Joel sucked me into a conversation with them just in passing. Hey, do you have a free minute? And we went and they gave us a demo. And I kind of talked to us a little bit, and it was awesome. Like I reached out to these folks immediately because there's a lot of cool potential, and they don't just focus on FTC. They also can work with SEC compliance as well, and on health compliance and health. So it seemed like a really cool tool, and I already have a thread going with them to pick up the conversation and progress with them a little bit further. I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
That was
That was a good call out.
Joe, right?
Joe and
Steven, I think, was the other.
Steven, yeah. Steven, yeah.
Yeah.
But and also both great people too, which just
Yeah.
reaffirms that this is the space that is amazing, and they're also using AI that is helping this tool out, and that's kind of where a lot of that impetus came from.
Smart of them to jump into the PMA and be at that breakfast too, like get the
Right?
word out.
Yeah.
Super smart. Nick, how about you?
I don't know that there was necessarily one standout conversation. Of course, then Kristen dropped completely, and then that reminded me that might be the one. However, what I was going to say ahead of that, though, was that it wasn't necessarily one, but what I did find a lot of value of, and also the silver lining to my gripe with some of the ASW app stuff, was the ad hoc meetings that took place while looking for the people that I was trying to meet with.
Yeah.
There was actually some really good conversations that I had, and I've always been a big advocate of, if you don't have something going on, wander and talk to people. I'm not there to sit at a table and keep my head down and out of sight. I'm there to meet people. I'm there to network. Sure, maybe there's a session or two that I can get in on, but those ad hoc meetings, I think this month or this meeting or this conference will really stand out, and some good potential partnerships coming from it.
Totally agree on that standpoint. It drives me crazy when I watch people like sitting in a chair by themselves in the corner and doing work. Yes, there are some meetings you can't get out of. I get that. But put your office on and be present for 2 days. It's not that hard.
I mean, and it's like you're also doing work for the clients while you're there. Like that's something that you can't forget, is that like you're having these conversations on behalf of the client.
Correct.
Right.
I came with some skincare samples from one of my clients. And so one of my goals was to like make sure I met with publishers so I can get product in hand. And I was able to do that, which made me really happy.
Yeah. All right. Moving on. Best event you guys went to?
Yours?
Yeah, there's only one that I went to that was worthwhile, and that was the Affiliate Nerd Out Happy Hour.
Guys, I appreciate you. Yes, you're correct.
Humility and everything.
Yes, absolutely. You know me. Outside of that, Impact's event's always my favorite. I love going to Top Golf and seeing all the people there, and it's all relevant conversation. It's one of those spots where there's not a lot of guys that are on the floor of the meat market that are showing up in crashing parties. Great spot to be at.
And also people are more relaxed and are more open to having real conversations too.
Yes.
And maybe that's the alcohol speaking, and maybe that's just the environment or the event and everything, or everything all together. But it's almost like when you're there meeting people, that first barrier, that second barrier, that third barrier are already removed, and you can just go straight to good conversations, which was cool.
Yeah.
And you learn a little something watching people hit a golf ball. Like, one thing is,
Oh, I don't hit a golf ball there because of that. I don't want them to learn. I don't want them to learn golf.
We should actually play golf.
Well,
Be for the worst.
any other?
The PMA happy hour is the other one that's always
My God, yeah.
favorite. Like, of course, it's always good to see old members. It's good to see new members. There's people that that's the only place that I see them during the entire show. And I'm always glad to see them. Kevin Garaski is one of them. I love seeing him every single time. I got to see Jim Nichols for a brief moment, but that one's always one of my favorites.
Yeah, Jim Nichols, always classic. He gave me some mentorship this time around, telling me what I could possibly do with the skill set that I've got right now. And I really appreciate Jim and what he's doing.
Cool.
You can't find a bad conversation in that PMA brunch, like never.
Right.
I would say that that's worth the price of membership throughout the year. Is you get this free ASW ticket and you get that free brunch with all these cool people that are really inundated in this industry. It's absolutely worth it every year.
Yep.
Any trends besides the LLM and AI talk? Any other trends you guys saw out there?
I would just say that, kind of as I mentioned earlier, like there's more and more integration with integration fees and placement fees. And I think that that's something that we as affiliate managers just have to be aware of, that everything's going to require additional budget anymore. It's going to very rarely be just performance. If you want to get slotted in with editorial, if you want to get those cool tools or you want the most visibility, you have to be prepared to have additional dollars to spend on it.
Agreed. I would say a different type of performance is really hot right now. CPC is very hot.
Yes.
He's
Right.
very hot right now.
So
Yeah.
it is performance. It's a different kind than we're used to, but like it's coming up. And the guys that were reliant on organic traffic are now moving in a different direction. And that's one of them I am seeing out there.
Yeah, same. And it's interesting, Chris, because I had a lot of the same conversations and the same, I don't want to say maybe dreads a little a little excessive, but coming from affiliate summit the last 2 or 3 years, and then this year had it that, oh God, here we go. Am I going to this conference? Everyone's just going to want $10,000 to get started or for a handshake. And I had 2 or 3 conversations that were the exact opposite. And I was blown away because it was partners that I had, like, I almost didn't book meetings with, because every time I've met with them, they're like, yes, the only way to work together is this. And the first one I had this meeting with, right out of the gates, the guy was like, and it was a new person at the team. And he was like, hey, so we've got some great news. We are shifting away from the upfront compensation. We did a couple of beta tests over the past year and basically saw that CPA is far more lucrative because it's evergreen. And I'm like, so you're reading my emails that I've sent you for the past 6 years, finally? Thank you. Okay, wonderful. How do we get started? I get the appeal to have that upfront money, but if you are more selective with the partners that you work with, the brands that you work with, you don't need that, because if you find the right advertiser or the right brand that converts high volume, high traffic, high quality brand recognition or whatever it may be, then you're much more likely to get a higher ROI on it. At the same time, if you continue to test out the new ones, then you have become their number one fan and they're going to do anything for you. PPA all day, performance advertising and performance costs are far more favored by, I think they should be at least favored by everyone in the long run. And I think that pendulum is swinging perhaps both ways, but I'm hoping that it's coming back towards the middle ground. Because otherwise it's not affiliate. It is just media, and that's not cool. I want to be in affiliate marketing, not media marketing. It's a big difference.
And we've seen that pendulum swing in the past too. I'm curious if that is the way it's going. There's also a difference between the types of publishers that you're speaking with and the types of publishers. There's that piece. I think when it comes to editorial, you always have to be a little bit prepared to put up some money and not always see the direct ROAS, but that also comes, like, the things that you get with the top of funnel and the editorial isn't always going to be direct conversions, but it is the conversations and the brand awareness that are equally as, if not more important, because you're getting your brand out there, and then you can set up social listening and all those other things.
Yeah. Great calls. I didn't have enough conversations of that nature as Nick, but I didn't have a lot of publications to talk to.
Yeah.
So that's good news. It's great to hear, Nick. And hopefully that keeps on continuing. All right. As we wrap up here, anything else we want to mention or call out here?
I really thought that the Affiliate Nerd Out was the best event that everyone should go to next year.
Thanks, Nick.
One more time.
You're the best. Thanks, buddy.
I'll receive that next week.
Oh, awesome. All right. Appreciate you two joining me, and thanks for tuning in, all those folks. Keep on with your
Great weekend, everybody.
All right.
Have a great weekend. Bye.
Take care, folks. Bye. Listening to